Like all NGOs, Médecins Sans Frontières has a communications department. Its role is to explain to the public what MSF does, but that's only part of the story.
Communications can also be useful in the field, at an operational level. For example, a doctor who wants to talk about something.
Communicating at a local level, as in Haiti during the cholera epidemic, is a good example.
People didn't know what the disease was. They were really scared.
People didn't know what to do when a relative or friend fell ill, and people feared having treatment centers too close to them.
So we hired sort of press attachés speaking Creole, who visited markets and went on radio to reassure the population. They told them cholera can be treated. It's better to have a cholera treatment center nearby so you can get there quickly.
Communicating also means speaking out, one of the cornerstones of MSF's work. Exploiting the media to denounce a situation witnessed by our teams, speaking out about populations abandoned to their fate, or simply pointing out fundamental humanitarian principles. A good example was Libya, when it was bombed by NATO to get rid of Gaddafi.
There were boat people fleeing the war in Libya who drowned in the Mediterranean, and Fortress Europe wasn't issuing visas. Bombing in the name of protection, yet no visas. Wasn't really in keeping with our humanitarian agenda, so we spoke out to alert public opinion.
But media hype doesn't always serve MSF's operations. It's not by making television headline news that our teams will be able to end violence in a country at war. So we have to weigh up the pros and cons. On the one hand, the importance of speaking out about what's happening in countries not in the media spotlight. And on the other, the risk of being forced to leave the country immediately.
We need to ask ourselves, what's the point in communicating? And sometimes the answer is, it's so important we have to say it anyway. Other times, it's not worth saying, as it's already been said.
3 years ago, Yemeni government forces bombed an MSF hospital and several of our patients were killed or wounded.
We decided in the end to keep quiet. It was a gamble. It was the only way for us to stay and continue providing medical care. So communicating in this particular case was silence, doctors at work.
To keep a record of our work and also speaking out when nobody else does, MSF uses video. Videos like this one are broadcast on an increasing number of social networks, Twitter, Facebook, newspaper blogs. We are learning how to use digital media to the full.
It was a bit of a cultural revolution for us because now we have to write concisely and move really fast. Yet MSF tries to cross-check facts to make sure they're accurate, so as not to sound the alarm unnecessarily. We have to learn how these networks function, because if these tools don't help us to act more effectively, more swiftly and differently, we'll just be using them to make ourselves look good.